Are we sitting comfortably? Then we'll begin.
We're talking about a good time. We're chasing every moment, all the good nights. We're always looking out and it's a good life. We go around the world for a show. Oh, oh, oh. And it's a good time. We're chasing every moment, all the good nights. We're always looking out and it's a good life. No, we are never letting this go. Oh, oh, oh.
Hey guys, it's the first day of the NEC Caravan Camping and Motorhome show. No, I've just checked to make sure I got that right. But first, before we get into it, I wanted to answer a question that I've been asked a couple of times over the last week by people who only have one day to visit the show. And they've asked what they should focus on, how they should make the best use of their time, which is a brilliant question. So I will do my best to answer it. So you're right, the Caravan Camping and Motorhome show is huge, and whether you go to the February one or the October one, which I think is actually bigger, yeah, it's too much to see in one day. So just accept that you are not going to see everything in one day. It's impossible. So how do you do it? How do you streamline your time so that you get what you want out of the day? Well, the answer to that is, what do you want to do? Are you going there just for a look around to enjoy the atmosphere, which is generally amazing? Or do you want to go and look at a specific van that you might want to buy? Do you think you want, say, a motorhome, but you don't know what, so you want to go look at lots of different types of motorhomes? Or you want to have a look at the new releases? Or you want to have a look at accessories? Or you just want to take your kids to go and have a fun day out during half term? There are loads of reasons to go, and that's why it's such a brilliant show, because you've got caravanners, motorhomers, campers, and you've got people who are just like, I'm not really sure why I'm here, but this is kind of fun. So figure out what it is that you want from the day. What are you there for? And from there you can narrow down various things that you want to see and definitely do. So I always check out, say, the speaker list, and I'll always check out what's on, and then I will plan my day around that. So for example, tomorrow, the Wednesday, the SAS are going to be giving a talk at 11:45. I'm going purely for academic reasons, honest. So they're going to be there at 11:45. I'd like to go and see them. And then there was somebody else in the afternoon, and it's just slipped my mind. I'll have a look in a minute. I'm looking at the show guide for you. And also Lee Davey and several of the other people are going to be at the advice clinic. I think there are two. There's one at 10 o'clock in the morning and there's one at about 12. And I want to go and say hi to them and see what advice they're dishing out. So those are two things that are kind of fixed into my day. Three things, I guess, with the advice dropping. I've also got a meeting with Bailey of Bristol, and I've got another meeting later on in the afternoon with some people that I've said I'll meet up with. So I actually don't have that much time tomorrow to look around the show. I'm going to have to be very condensed, but that's just because I've planned far too much into my day. So I really want to go and have a look at several of the new vans. I want to go have a look around the new Baileys. I want to have a look around the new Swifts. They're not new to the show, as far as I know. They're new to the line, and they were mostly launched at the back end of 2018, but I haven't got around to seeing them yet. So I want to go see them, and I want to go and see the new VW Grand California as well, which looks amazing. So those are the three things that I'm going to be focusing on, but you might have totally different requirements. So the thing I always do is I go to the website in advance, and I have no idea if that's made a noise on the video or not. My phone's beeping up. It's like, hi, you have all these things going on. So I go to the website in advance, and they have brilliant on it's the ccmshow.co.uk. And they have a map of the floor plan, but you can also look at it hall by hall. So if you specifically want dog accessories, then you can find out exactly where they are and what hall they're in. You can go straight there and make the most of your time. The busiest time at a show is always around lunchtime. Obviously people are eating, but there's a lot of people around there. So if you want to go the quieter time, either go very first thing in the morning or go last thing in the afternoon. The show is open from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. and it gets busy. Well, on a weekend it's busy pretty much all the time, so that's, you're just going to have to accept the fact that you're not going to be able to get into every single van you might want to get into. During the week it's a little bit quieter, but maybe from about 11:30 till about 4 it's generally pretty busy. So let's run through Once you know roughly where you want to go and what you want to see, how does the show actually work? So you turn up, it's very well signposted, and there are marshals and people on hand who can help you and direct you to where you want to go. So their parking is free, parking is included in the price of your ticket. You can turn up and park in a big car park. Once you are there, you have the option of either walking to the halls, which is about 10 to 15 minute walk depending on where you are, or you can get a shuttle bus which goes throughout the day. Obviously they wait until the buses are full, so you could be sitting on the bus for 10 to 15 minutes. If the weather's nice, we'll walk. If it's not, we'll get the bus. If you have a disabled pass, there is disabled parking, and you can they will direct you to where that is, but you can't pre-book it, sadly. So you have to turn up, and if it's full, it's full, but I don't believe I think it's quite a big area. You can't take a dog into the show, but you can bring an assistance dog if you have a what's it called, a pass. No, it's not called a pass. What's it called? The thing that proves that they're an assistance dog. There's a word for it, like a permit, a thing. Anyway, if you have one of those bits of paper that proves that your dog is an assistance dog, you can take him into the show with you. It's going to come to me. It's going to really annoy me. What the heck is it called? Anyway, one of them. Let's move on. So the show, as I've said, is open from 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. from Tuesday until Sunday this week, all throughout the half-term period. If you haven't got your tickets yet, they cost £10 for an adult on the door. Kids under 15 go free with a full paying adult, and seniors on the door I think are £9, and that's over 60. Cloakrooms are available. If you have coats or bags or picnics with you, you can pay £1 per item and store it in the cloakroom, and you get a little ticket, and it's fairly safe in there. So we tend to do that with coats and things. Although if you are leaving in the mass, obviously you'll have to queue to get it back out again. There is Wi-Fi. You can get free Wi-Fi whilst you're at the show. It's not particularly brilliant. Don't expect to stream anything, but it's quite good for the odd tweet or to send a picture of things that you've found. On Saturdays and Sundays, there is a creche for kids between the ages of 3 and 8. It's free as far as I know, but you can't book it. So it's literally first come, first served. I don't know how many places they have or how busy it would be, but it's quite useful if you're bringing young kids with you who are going to be bored to tears going around all these motorhomes. You can leave them there, and that's open for the duration of the show. I've already mentioned you can bring in a picnic, which you can. There is loads of food places on there throughout the show in lots of different areas. Of course, as most shows are, they're fairly expensive, and there's not a lot. Somebody was telling me this the other year. I mean, I'm not vegan or vegetarian, it never really occurred to me, but there's not a lot of options for vegans or vegetarians. So if that's you, you might want to consider bringing your own food. Right, how do I plan my trips? So I always look at two things on the website. The first is, or three things I guess. The first is the speaker and the what's on guide, which we've already covered. I also look at the map, and I download a quick thing to my phone so that if I'm totally disorientated and not sure where I am, you can have a quick glance at that and figure out which way you need to go to get to somewhere. And the last thing I look at is the show guide, which is enormous, and they have a copy of it on their website. I think it's 142 pages this year, and it's full of what's on, what's new, what's coming, what's going to be at the show, the hall numbers and the stand numbers so that you can find stuff. It's got a little bit of a blurb about various things that are going on, what speakers you might say. You might see me in this year's on Thursday. So yeah, it's really cool. It's like a really good really good overview to what's going on in the show, and I would definitely recommend taking 10 minutes to have a flick through that and see what you want to see, because you might find out that there's something happening there that you didn't even know about, which I have done on several things. So I've made little notes that I want to go and see them when we get there. Okay, so you know what you want to see, you know how you're going to get there. You can bring a motorhome. I didn't say this actually. You can bring a motorhome. You cannot park overnight in the car park, but there is motorhome parking available, and there are specific bays and things that they will direct you to. They're really good, the guys on the parking. They are switched on. They know exactly what's going on, and it's all pretty efficient. So yeah, bring your motorhome, absolutely. There used to be, up until last year, a campsite for the NEC, but they haven't done it this year. I don't know why. I don't know if they had problems at the back end of last year or what, but they're not doing that this year. I don't know if it's just a one-off thing they're not doing it for, or whether they've stopped it forever, but it's a bit of a shame really, because it was kind of fun. but they're not doing that. They might be doing it in October. We will find out, I guess, in nearer the time. Once you know what you're doing and you know where you want to go, a couple of other things to bear in mind are wear comfortable clothes. This is not a day for pretty heels that hurt your feet after 10 minutes of walking. You will be doing a lot of walking. Even if you don't think you're going to, you'll be doing a lot of walking. It's huge, and there's like, I think it's 5 halls, and each one is pretty cavernous. You sort of walk in and go, wow. There's a lot of walking, there's a lot of standing because you'll be on your feet pretty much all the time. Take your time, don't try and kill yourself off in the first hour or two. Have a coffee, have a sit down, have a chat with people, stop random people that you see and say hi to them. Everyone just go around going hi. But yeah, be nice to yourself, don't wear pretty heels. This is a day for jeans and trainers and a sweatshirt. Nobody is smart unless of course they're official. But nobody who goes to the show as a visitor is smart. Everybody is in sort of jeans and tops. They might be wearing a button-down shirt or something, but it's not a day for miniskirts. You're going to be climbing around in vans and things. That's for the men. Don't wear your miniskirts. Another thing to remember, hello, what have we got excited about? Another thing to remember is bring camera. Definitely bring a camera, bring a spare battery if you're going to be doing a lot of taking photos or filming, bring your phone and bring a bag to put them all in. I always bring a little rucksack so I can stick a bottle of water in there as well. Oh, I got a new toy for the show. In fact, I got 2 new toys for the show. So my GoPro Hero 7, which is amazing. If you haven't seen it yet, our Mexico video, which we did a couple of weeks ago, shows us zip lining into a pool of water with the GoPro, and it was just fab. So if you want to see what the GoPro can do both above and below the water, have a look at that. But I've got a new thing. It's like a Diddy tripod stand. I don't know if you can see that. Look how cute that is. So that's going to kind of stand, and this bit extends and then doesn't, I don't know how to, there we go, just sort of pushes in and pulls out. Look how cute. So that's going to be with me on the show for my vlogging purposes. And I've also got this monster, which looks like I'm about to batter somebody. I'm not, I promise, but it really does look like a weapon of mass destruction. And it extends, it's called El Grande. And it extends and you can lock it into position. So there you go, that's done now. And the GoPro sits on the top there. I think that might be kind of fun to take, although I've got to carry it around with me all day then, but just to get like really high shots of the show from above. Might be kind of fun. It folds down to sort of that size, which is, I'm quite excited by both of those. So I will have those with me, I think. I might take that, I might not take that. But I'll definitely have this little dinky thing with me. So as I'm wandering around, I've got like 3 batteries and a spare SD card and a million things so I can film lots for you. And I think that's pretty much it. Have an amazing time. Don't expect to see everything, you won't. Try to do the things that you really want to see first, and if it's quiet when you get there, I always try and get there early. If it's quiet, do those things first before it gets really busy. So if you want to go and look at a specific van, go and have a look inside. Right, I think that is all from me at the moment. I really hope that helps any of you who haven't been to the NEC show before. Have an amazing time. Let me know how you get on, what your favourite bit was, and I'll have some more videos for you soon.